Jay Sri Radheshyam and welcome. The following video is only 4 minutes of an extraordinary presentation by Dr. Kapoor regarding to Vedic philosophy, Vedic culture and religion versus Abrahamic religion. The main points, key points are present in this video. This topic is extremely important for Sanatanis to understand. Nowadays is a big fashion of mixing Sanatan Dharma with the Abrahamic tradition. Things like monotheism are absolutely alien to the original Sanatan Dharma philosophy. Please listen to this lecture and I read you on the comments.
These two knowledge cultures, the difference is very fundamental. The Abrahamic system is theocentric, God-centered. God-centered. As you all know, they are Ek Ishwarvadi or Ek Nirakar Ishwarvadi. The Abrahamic knowledge culture is the primary object of knowledge in the Abrahamic culture is God. God. And then man, if you, I can see people will think why I'm saying that, but if you look at the 700 AD, after the fall of Rome, right up to Renaissance, the European monastery scholarship was all about God. You know, the St. Augustine, or Marcus Aurelius, Thomas A. Kempis, great minds. It was all about God, about man, man's relationship to God. You know, that was the subject. So the entire knowledge expression of the system was around one formless God. So that is a theocentric system. Ek Ishwar, Nirakar. But the problem is that they have a Nirakar Ishwar, but it is not Nirgun. This is a logical fallacy. That's a fault line. And that's why the three one God people, they fight each other. They fight each other. They say one God, but my one God, not your one God. Because my one God has, as I think Spinoza says, that the Hebraic God is an angry God. Anger is not a divine property. It is a human quality. So it's to have Nirakar but Sagun. It's a logical fault line. But then, that one principle, God-centrism, it generates a certain totalitarian thinking, totalitarian worldview that seeks to impose itself in several dimensions. I'll not go into the details. There is a kind of monistic straitjacket, monism ka straitjacket on the mind. The mind, everything has to be one God, one truth, one people. You see, one people. And everything else is non grata. Either it has to be transformed or it has to be rejected, if not removed. Rejected, if not removed. That is the price of monism. But the Vedic culture is not theocentric. It is a jiva-centric. Jiva-centric. You will all, I think, if not laugh, you will all be amused if I say that the four Vedic generated systems, Sanatan, Buddha, Jain, and the Sikh, they are godless systems. We are a godless people. We don't have a God with a capital G. None of us. Buddhism is obviously, has no God. Jainism has no God. And you see, Sikh system has Guru, Vahe Guru. And the Sanatan system has Brahman. Brahman is not God. Brahman is not God. Brahman is the energy principle. So we are in fact, luckily, happily, godless people. And we don't fight, therefore we don't fight about gods. We are not monistic, we are heterogeneous and pluralistic and therefore tolerant, and therefore have a greater degree of acceptance, and have over the ages, if you follow Vishnu Puran, have over the ages received many races, accepted them, have many thought systems, a whole diversity not only of geography but also of the landscape of the mind in this country, generated by the fact that our knowledge culture the object of knowledge is not God, but Jeev, life forms. And you pick up any text, and it's concerned with how the four ends of life, the righteousness, material well-being, fulfillment of desires, and freedom from all this, how these four ends of life have to be realized, have to be fulfilled. If you read we have luckily a 13th century compendium of Indian philosophy, while West had first through Voltaire in the 18th century. Only in 18th century they had a compendium of Western philosophy, but we have a compendium of Western Indian philosophy in 13th century, Madhvacharya, 16 systems of thought. So if you read through, you find the central concern is the happiness, the welfare of life, Jeev, or Jeev. We are taught human rights and, told about human rights. But, our culture is worried about the rights of all Jeev, all life forms. You have our ladies, feeding birds, feeding ants, cooking for the dogs, cooking for the animals, sharing with all forms of life. And therefore, our whole knowledge culture is devoted to welfare of life forms. So there's a very fundamentally different kind of concern.
With this information, I want to call to all of you who are watching this episode to really think and to rethink what you believe and what you don't believe. As a Western sadhaka, I truly believe that if we want to understand our shastras, our philosophy, we must start by cleaning up the misconceptions. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next. If you like this video, remember to support, give like, share on your social media that everybody can hear the words, and to go to the link to watch the full exposition. Subscribe to my channel to support, and see you in the next. Jay Sri Radheshyam.